Oh, you sweet, sweet, beautiful truck. If only you knew the big plans I had for you. But we ain't taking that today. We're taking the old Ford. You know, it is really good to see another GM truck back in the driveway. So if you guys missed it, I'm gonna give this truck about a month of a shakedown. That way, make sure there's nothing mechanically wrong with it or anything weird. I don't think there's any problems with it, but it is used. So I wanna make sure while the warranty is still good, I give it a good shakedown prior to really putting her under the knife because, you know, obviously you guys have seen from my last truck, they don't stay very stock. Now that being said, we got another work video for you today, and I hope these work videos are entertaining for you guys. I think it kind of gives a good insight into the construction industry. You know, not all of the jobs that I do are big commercial jobs. Today we have what I would consider small residential job. A lot of people say, you know, this guy doesn't do work, or watch him walk around a job site with a camera all day. And the reason I vlog on days that I am walking around from job site to job site or just checking in on a job site is because it's easy to hold a camera and check in on a job site. To actually sit there and swing a hammer and do all that with holding a camera in your hand, it's pretty damn hard. But for you guys that think it's possible, I would love to see your guys' work videos of you know, you holding a camera in your hand while actually being able to do real work. It's not that easy, and I don't want to just set a camera up on a tripod and, you know, just have a bunch of static shots, because I think that would be a very boring video, and you know, these videos are to entertain you guys. So we have a house where the foundation is kind of jacked up. It started sinking, and we are jacking it up. We're jacking up the foundation to get it back to pretty close to level, or at least straight. Straight is more important than level in this case. So we're gonna put in temporary supports. It's a big 24-foot long beam. I'm on my way right now to the rental yard to pick up the AC lift. That way we can kind of hoist this beam into place, because it's pretty heavy. So I've seen a few people writing down in the comments that there's no way this guy at this young age can afford all this equipment. You know, he's got bobcats, excavators, graders, all that shit. There's no way he can afford it. And you're right. That's why I rent. Renting is just really, honestly, the way to go. You know, I definitely cannot afford to have multiple bobcats and excavators and all that on hand, because I don't use them enough. If you're not using those things, you know, minimum 3 days a week or more, you know, you're not really getting your money's worth out of owning them, because the monthly payment on that thing doesn't stop coming whether or not you're using it, you know? Whereas when you rent, you know, you pay for it when you need it. Now, obviously, if you have enough work to justify the payment on something, or you have, you know, enough money to pay cash, then by all means go for it. But, you know, something as simple as like these AC lifts, we use them maybe 2 to 3 times a year, if that. Just not enough to justify really buying one, you know? And same with the excavators. You know, I do a decent amount of excavation and earth moving, but it's just still not quite enough to justify buying the equipment and owning the equipment and the maintenance on the equipment. You know, these guys are real good. I deal with BJ's Rentals pretty much exclusively. And you know, this location specifically, you know, they're real good. Before I'm even signing any contract or anything, they've already got whatever I need loaded up in the truck. They know that time is money, and you know, they're real quick and real efficient about it. All right, and we are here. See the house up here behind me? And all these nice steps to climb up to get the AC lift up. You say hi to Dave up there. I don't know if you guys, hold on, we'll get up there. Climbing the steps, climbing the steps. The world's coming to say hi to you, buddy.
All right, it's about time. What's up, birthday?
Oh shit. In honor of my birthday, you know, I was dreading lifting these big ass beams up here, and then Dave sends me a nice happy birthday text with a picture of the beams already carried all the way up here.
No doubt.
Fucking He-Man or what, dude? How'd you do it?
Dude, I mean, well, I put the word out. It was your birthday, and then I rang a big bell, and all these Mennonites, which I didn't even know there were Mennonites here. They came from all over, and their horses and buggies.
Not that stories ever get embellished or anything around here. Who knows what day this video is posted, but today is my birthday. When this video gets posted, it will probably not be my birthday anymore, but you know.
Oh, you got friends on the other side of that camera?
There might be one or two. Now, I'm sure people are saying, dude, it's your birthday, man. Why'd you go to work? Fun fact, nobody gives a shit about your birthday. I can't stand people that don't want to go to work on the birthday, don't want to go to school on their birthday, and I really hate the it's my birthday week or it's my birthday month people. Like, nobody gives a shit it's your birthday. Get out there, grind it, go to work. You have customers, you have clients, you have your buddy Dave that's waiting for you to show up all day and all morning. Like, you got to go to work. There's shit to be done, guys. Now that being said, me and Dave have had we've had some epic birthday adventures.
True.
All of which I would really love to post videos on, but
Confidential, classified information.
it really is. Go ahead, give everybody a rundown, Dave.
All right, so yesterday we basically put the house under tension, which is kind of like jacking up a quadrant of the house, so that we can start to demolish like this porch that I'm standing on and about 50 feet of footing under the house that we're going to get rid of. So basically we're temporarily supporting the house for these armies of people, the demo crew, to come in and wipe everything out. But every step of the way, you know, it's like, if you're going to do it, then do it. So right now what we've got are the beams to hold up this porch and give the crew of masons and the demo guys enough room to work. So we've got given we have this porch overhang in the way, we're going to do a little two-step process. One, to get us beneath those joists there, and then a 24-foot long stick, so that we got a 12-foot porch and then a 24-foot header there, so that we can post down outside of the work there. Well, Rhino was kind enough to pick up a little manual lifty lift.
Now, sure, a lot of that makes zero sense to a lot of people, or at least it's hard to visualize. But like I said, not that we embellish anything over here, but I think it'll make a lot more sense once you guys see this beam starting to go into place. But before we do that, I'm gonna go show them underneath the house. That way you guys can get a cool little glimpse of kind of how we jacked this house up. Now, you don't see little like basement crawl spaces, whatever you want to call this, too often in houses around here. This one's a little bit shorter than I would like standing up wise, but we come over here to where we're actually in the real, I guess, crawl space of the house, or the unfinished crawl space. And in terms of crawl spaces, you know, this one ain't the worst crawl space we've ever worked in. So you guys can see the existing posts holding up the house were not doing so much. So we came in, put in these 4x6s. These are going to be our temporary supports to jack the house up a little bit. The house was kind of, you guys can see the cracked foundation up over here. You know, there's a little bit of movement in the house, so we're trying to kind of put the house back to where it needs to be. And that's going to include taking out those stem walls over there, putting in new supports that actually, you know, new supports that actually do something instead of sit there and flop around. So everything got jacked up, supported, got the sweet Milwaukee portable light tower stand, whatever you want to call it. Works great under here, but you know, it's not the worst house to be under, that's for sure. It'd be ideal.
All right, so the first thing we do is we flip the forks over so that we can actually do something. So when they, well, hopefully, Jesus. So when they tell you that you got a 8-foot lift, well, that's really like without the forks flipped over. I don't think they want you to do this, but how else are you gonna get something snug? You know?
Pretty sure we've never used one without flipping the forks over.
And I think they're called AC lifts because there are for air conditioners, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we've also never used one for any kind of HVAC equipment. Pretty much always use it for lifting structural steel into place, lifting beams into place. Yeah, bro, let's do this fucking music. Do it. Crank her up.
You ready?
See, that's the easy beam. So the reason we're putting this one in is, I don't know if you guys can see, but we are lower here on the roof of this overhang, so we need to be able to drop it down and get underneath the overhang. That way our posts that are going to temporarily support The porch are out far enough that we can still work in demoing the old porch, and you know, we have a lot of room to work. Well, now the first beam's in place. Drop her on down. Get the much heavier beam, but this is where you'll start to see Dave's kind of crazy logic fall into play with. It might have been that I was a little bit late today, that he had so much time to kind of go and like slap the plywood on the side right here. That when we stand this new beam up in it, there's no issue with it wanting to roll in it, you know, while we're trying to screw it in. So little shit like that kind of goes a long way. Number one, for safety, but number two, just ease, you know. I always tell you guys, there's really no need to struggle. And you know, there's people that like to make work a lot harder than it needs to be. We try to make work easier, you know. There's equipment out there. Use your head a little bit, come up with better ideas. There's always a better mousetrap.
Hey, FYI, 30 bones a day is like my best employee.
There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, let me try and do this like everybody expects me to. Be able to film and work at the same time. Let me just balance this screw on here because it's not magnetic. Try and do this one-handed here. Oh yeah, I could totally just film every single day that I work. You guys can now see why it gets a little bit problematic and why you see me walking around with the camera more than a tool in my hand on days that I film on a job site, because it's just really unproductive to try to actually do both at the same time without giving you guys a bunch of static shots. There you go. You guys can see just how easy it is to swing a 24-foot 4x12 up into place with two guys. You know, smarter, not harder, guys. Smarter, not harder. So $30 AC lift for the day makes it really easy. No need to struggle. So now we're gonna work on columns out here. That way we are dispersing the weight way far away from everything that we're demoing and taking the weight off of the existing posts that are holding the porch up right now. And that way we can come in, or have the demo crew come in actually and demo it out. What do you need, bud?
Giant, like 12 screws.
You need 12 screws, you got it. I counted every single one of those, there's 12.
Thanks, Doc.
Well, now there's 11.
Now
Now there's 12. Yeah, that one wasn't supposed to be in there.
So what Dave's doing now is he's shooting up the laser up onto the beam there.
So it's basically a digital plumb bob for anybody that's unfamiliar, which if you can imagine not waiting for a plumb bob to chill out like every time, it's pretty fantastic.
I think that's why people hire us. You know, we really go the extra mile to put in every little detail. A lot of people will just come slam these in, throw a level on it, call it kind of plumb, walk away. But you know, me and Dave, we treat every project like it's our own and like we would want our stuff to be done, right, buddy?
That's true. I feel like you're on display from the word go, so you might as well. If you're going to do it, it only takes a second, and nothing is arbitrary. As soon as you start making arbitrary calls, that's how you know you're fuckered. 77, and I'm gonna go 3/4 fat.
Getting ready to cut our first 4x4. So I'm sure you guys are all wondering why we don't have the miter saw on a stand. Dave, take it away.
Yeah, just get it out of here.
It's too much shit. You don't need it. I mean, especially for the couple of cuts we're making today. Bring the saw in, throw it on the ground, nice flat surface. You're good to go.
And the reason for that is because once you start to deal with timbers, you're screwed. I mean, if you're making picture frames for your lady or your mom all day, then maybe the stand is a good idea. But for building architecture, get out of here. I know you've seen every contractor ever like dragging that stand out of the truck. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
Focus. That's Dave's laser precision sound. That means he's on. Now we put her into place, and hopefully she fits. Screw her in, and we do the next one. It's a little fine tuning. Tab her right into place. Make sure she's perfectly plumb. All right, so just finished cutting all of our mitered braces here. These are gonna be what kicks off and essentially creates a tripod effect on the new columns that we're putting in. Dave's over here digging out plants. Very, very poorly, by the way.
Well, my good buddy Rhino wasn't here to show me how to do it.
Oh, dude, you look great.
I'm a carpenter.
We're just all gonna sit here and watch you do it. Well, dude, at this point, you're killing the plant. Why are you even digging it up? Screwing on the cross bracing here. Yeah, I'm trying to tell them about the cross bracing. They can't hear me if you're screwing. All right, now we're screwing on the cross bracing here. That way this thing's locked in pretty much essentially like a tripod. Because there is going to be a lot of weight and there might be some weird lateral forces on this. So now that we got our braces in, we're going to pin the edges to the concrete. Now I'm a big fan, and I've been saying this for years, I'm trying to go completely cordless. You know, I didn't believe it was possible until Milwaukee came out with the 9 amp hour batteries. So I mean, once you get into real tools like the roto hammer here, and you see that they actually will run for a decent amount of time on a battery, that was a game changer for me. Now, I'm a big fan of Milwaukee, not a big DeWalt fan, just quality wise. DeWalt comes out with a ton of tools and they come out with them quick. Milwaukee, unfortunately, takes their time when it comes to coming out with new tools, but the quality is definitely there. And my buddy Dave here refused to believe me for the longest time that cordless is the way to go. But I think
yeah, I don't appreciate cordless.
No,
stuff.
I think I'm slowly changing his mind though. I really am. Look, we didn't have to run a cord over here. We're gonna pin these right now with my roto hammer, golden. And we're gonna teach you guys a little pinning trick in concrete. You guys might know this, but for those of you that don't. So first you drill your 1/4-inch hole through your wood into the concrete. Then you're gonna take two 16 nails. We usually use a sinker and a duplex. We don't got that. We're gonna run 2 duplexes right now. And what you're gonna do is
see what I like to do, man, is just put one in because it just falls right in the hole, and then come in on the second one. But my good buddy Rhino here, you know, he likes doing them both at the same time because he likes to work hard. So we're gonna do it my way.
That's it.
That's it.
So essentially you're driving the 2 nails against each other, creating a wedge. They lock in, all you leave is a tiny hole, so that way when we go to pull these out, because they're keeping this porch. So when we go to pull them out, it's just a tiny little mud smear over there. It's gonna hide the hole, you'll never know it was there. This little trick came from the days of concrete forming. Had to bring it over to Dave, you know, who's just been strictly a carpenter his whole life. Had no clue.
I will say this is an amazing trick, a keeper.
It's things like this, it just seems so simple, but they really do make a difference in this game. So now we're gonna go ahead and put some corbels on the front of the building. Some people may say we go a little bit far by putting chamfered ends on the temporary bracing situation. But you know, this is I'll wait till Dave's done here. This is you know, it's gonna be up for a little bit of time. You know, some serious foundation work that needs to get done under this thing. So we want it to look good for the homeowner while it's up.
On display.
Like Dave says, we're always on display. So, you know, I did go ahead and cut a beautiful chamfered edge on our temporary bracing. Why not? You know, why not? Now we'll put in the last couple pieces for the day, and we can call it good. So that was it. What do we use this thing for? Maybe 30 minutes? 45 minutes? Give or take?
Yeah, I'll go with
something like that. Best $30 right there you can spend on a job site for 45 minutes.
Number 1 employee.
Number 1 employee. That's it. Also, for the little use we get out of them, not worth buying, right?
$30?
Yeah. No way.
I think they're $1,000.
Rental's the way to go.
Doing good. Come on back. Come on back.
So here we go. All nice and
finished up for the day. Now, you guys know I like to make sure you guys get some sort of value out of these videos. You know, I do these for you guys, and normally, you know, I'm sure you can hopefully grab something from each one of my videos that you take with you guys. Now, normally, like I said, I got something to say, or maybe you already grabbed something from this video, but in the event that you haven't, my buddy Dave here, like I said, I just touched his hand. That was a little weird. One of the few guys I look up to in this game because he does things differently. He doesn't play it. He doesn't play by the same rules. Now, to that token, he also, when I first met him about 10 years ago, he would just build projects because he enjoyed them and because they were cool, and he essentially worked for free. Pretty much make no money on any project, but they were the baddest, coolest projects you've ever seen. So I give him credit for that, but he loved to work for free. But anyway, I've elected him to kind of maybe say some words for you guys, and hopefully he's got something inspirational for you, Dave, so I'll let you have the air.
All right. Well, to the viewers, I would say the same thing I tell my kids every day. Be yourself and have fun. Keep your imagination clean because it's probably going to come true.
It's a little deeper than I thought it was going to be. All right, that works. He is an artist, guys, so just keep that in mind. Anyways, thank you guys for watching these videos. As always, if you have not clicked subscribe, please click the subscribe button. Please give this video a thumbs up, aka a like. And with that, we're out. We'll catch you on the next one. Say roll the outro, Dave.
Peace out. Work for it.
Roll the outro.
Roll the outro.
Damn. Yeah.